Welcome, everyone, to 2021. We're in full effect. We're at the end of January, and this is StarSpace Chats. This is our semi-weekly sit-down where I kind of have a conversation with someone that's an entrepreneurial mover or a shaker here in the Oklahoma area. So state, either of the cities, Metro, Oklahoma City, or Tulsa. So let's see. As you know, and probably have seen by now, I'm the board secretary here at StarSpace46 at the corner of Sheridan and Clyde in downtown Oklahoma City. We're a co-working space, and right now, as per everyone else, we are making it through COVID the best way that we can. To keep that in mind, we actually do have our guest, which shares an office on the other side of the wall from me, but we are being COVID compliant right now, and we are staying within our four walls. So that guest is actually going to be a gentleman that is near and dear to my heart. His name is Chris Shubert, technological strategy consultant. And I mean, based on the wall behind me, he's a fellow little comic book geek. So if we go off on a tangent about new MCU stuff or WandaVision, I'm just going to apologize in advance. So Chris, let's go ahead and bring him on.
Hello there, Jeff. How are you today?
I'm doing well. I like the jacket. That's
I know. Yeah, it's very fashionable. It kind of fits in. I just want to state to everyone watching this at home, no, StarSpace is not a cult.
I don't believe that we're a cult. We might be a gang. I think that we might be moving, toward maybe
cool.
European gang or something, something like this. Yeah, who knows? Chris, as I talked to them before, you're sharing a wall with me, but we are being very compliant.
Yep, exactly.
See, You hear him knocking, but he can't come in because COVID, you see, it's the thing. Anywho, I wanted to bring Chris on because he has been a very great and integral member of the StarSpace46 community for, over a year now. Throughout 2020, almost two, I think. You've been here a minute.
Yeah, I joined the place and was here for several months, and then you shut everything down. So, COVID. Yeah, love it. It's awesome.
You say shut everything down, but you were here pretty much every day. Was that just avoiding people?
Yeah, I'm here for coffee and the conversation, sir.
Okay, got it. All right, fair enough. Well, talking about kind of the last 2 years and even before that, I just kind of want to know what brings you to today, Chris. What brings you to now?
Well, Jeff, why, thank you for asking. I've been around this block in the technology sector for about 20 years, and my career has really been built around helping both individual customers as well as different types of technological distributors on their technology journey. And what does that gobbledygook mean? I work with folks to help them understand how everything connects together, because everyone today is moving into a world where they need to have a complete technology strategy for their business. Now, that used to be having an internet connection. That was it. Now it's the internet connection. It's your voice service. It's your telecommunications video conference that you're doing. It's how you interface with Amazon and Google and Microsoft and a host of different technologies, which for your average person, not the tech geeks that are here at StarSpace most of the time, they don't understand how any of that works. It's all a bunch of magic to them. My job is to decode that and make it easy for someone to understand and, more importantly, take advantage of. And I've been doing it for way too darn long. Like, seriously, way too long.
Way too long. So it's starting to show, huh?
It is very much, yes. But no, it's a fun way to do business, and really, for me, it's just about helping people understand everything that's available to them. Because as technology changes and ramps up, or gets terrifying when you hear about a security breach in the news, it's how to take advantage of that stuff and help people ultimately kind of grow their business, or in some cases, save it.
I do understand that sort of thing coming from not the technological standpoint, but the personnel operations. It's all this synergistic ball of mass that has to keep rolling down the hill and not fall apart. So it's always nice to have people in that sphere that I can point clients toward. And, you've done the same on my side, where it's just trying to find the right glue to keep things together for some of these people.
Oh, that's absolutely it. It's what we do as consultants, in your world with HR, in my world with technology. And in the last year, it's been crazy. when I started here at StarSpace, I had a completely different goal in mind for how we were going to work in the Oklahoma technology community than what's ended up happening. It's my year has been spent helping companies adjust and find new ways to utilize platforms like this. Folks that never felt comfortable about video before, they're doing video calls 20 hours a day, or maybe they're in a work from home environment because their company isn't cool enough to pay for a neat little office here at StarSpace. They're requiring them to work from home. Helping people to adjust to that has been huge. It's been a big business, yes, but it's terribly confusing to most folks. Mm-hmm. And it's also, they get really frustrated sometimes dealing with, big mega corporations.
I completely get that. So I see you on LinkedIn a lot. And,
yes.
Many of the people that will see this might recognize you from there. So, what are you really pushing for in that? Because you've been one of the biggest proponents of creating a business presence in LinkedIn and really how to leverage that. So if you have any advice for people just off the cuff, I think everyone would love to hear it because you're doing it right.
Well, I think the biggest thing to realize about LinkedIn is it is the only social media platform out there that has any level of trust associated with it. Every other social media platform out there has some level of craziness. And you can see it because during the election cycle that we just went through, political content is just kind of frowned upon within LinkedIn. Things that are going to set people off or move them to one side or the other. It's just not something you see done here. And what LinkedIn actually allows is for professionals to come in there and build a brand and interact with folks from all over the world within your industry and really build out who you are. So like to the entrepreneurial community out here that wonders how to take advantage of LinkedIn, I'm a big believer in delivering a quality message that speaks to people. That's what the most important thing is. Don't get on there and be a shill for your product. If I'm Jeff Yenzer, I'm not popping on there and saying, I've got a new HR product and you can get billed by me by an hourly rate and it's awesome. No, I'm giving them advice on, HR services and what it means. For me, my one take series that I do every week is based around some kind of technology strategy or sales strategy for the community that works. Mm-hmm. And I give that content away for free. There are areas where people will charge way, hundreds of dollars an hour to do that type of content. I don't do that. I give it away for free. Why? Because it helps build my brand. It helps build people back to my core business. And is it nerve-wracking to stare at a microphone or a camera and pour your soul out? Yeah, it sucks. But it absolutely helps build out who you are, who your company is, and that is what's going to drive people to you. My biggest career moves I've had in my last 3 years have all been based on people finding me on LinkedIn and seeing my profile and being kind of an acknowledged person within my little cubbyhole of an industry of knowing how to utilize the stuff.
Right. And it's really that genuine face that you're putting forward that drives people toward realizing that you're just not another shill. And as they look at it, it's not, oh, well, he's learned the script from his company and thus he's going to be great for his company. It's like, no, he just has this ability to resonate with people or to really talk to people in ways that they're not only going to understand, but they're going to buy into. So when that can be genuine, I completely see why putting that sort of focus into your message drives it home. And I think that the proof's in the pudding.
Well, and it helps to not only be genuine, but devilishly handsome, of course.
I would know nothing about that, but I'm sure that you're doing just fine.
Oh, I give you a softball like that, you don't run with it. I'm just sad.
I don't know. Hey, I might be aerodynamic, but that doesn't mean I run. So.
Yeah, and that is one thing for the folks watching at home. You have got the two most dynamic hairstyles at StarSpace46 here. You have the beautiful, wonderful Yenzer dome, and then of course you got my sensitive ponytail, my COVID tail. So it all works.
It does. And it really goes to show that the StarSpace46 community is comprised of people, big and small, hairless and otherwise. just truly coming together and then geeking out over things. And I think that the funniest thing has always been the story that I will tell people, because if you can see behind me, people watching at home, there's a comic book wall. And this is the little one. This is the little graded one that sits in my office. There's one that Chris does all of his videos from that is the larger comic wall that was actually, I believe, how I got Chris to join StarSpace, because the moment that he saw it, he just knew he was home.
That is 100% accurate story. When I saw the comic book wall and you were giving that tour, I was like, okay, I think I could work here and have a lot of fun. But yeah, I really want to thank Jeff for this, because I do a segment when people come to visit me from across the country to share their services. You know, major telecommunication carriers have stopped in StarSpace, sometimes coming to Oklahoma City for the first time ever. And where do I take them? I take them to the comic wall. And we have a little hashtag called Channel Heroes, which you can find on LinkedIn, to see all the lovely people that have visited StarSpace. Now, obviously, there were quite a few more prior to our silly little friend COVID, but we're still getting a couple. Just now we're all masked up, kind of like the superheroes themselves.
Hey, right? I mean, we're all one step away from vigilantes right now, so why not?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. I'm not easy to spot once you do that. Also, it allows me to have a bad beard day and nobody notices, which every day is a bad beard day. It's all right.
I'm not going to touch that one. Moving right along.
So I want to know kind of, what you're doing today, and really what what the next, hopefully COVID-less year looks like for you.
So the big thing that I focus on within every single customer I deal with is helping them discover, where they're at on their technology journey and where we can take them. A lot of times what that'll start with is just someone who's frustrated with a big name provider. And I'm not going to name any of those providers on this StarSpace chat, but we all know that there's folks, when you're dealing with your telephone company or your cable company or your satellite company, you get frustrated, right? So a lot of times that's where our conversations begin, with cost savings, optimizing costs, as well as, just acting as their advocate with these billion-dollar corporations, because that's where my 20 years of experience comes in. I speak the language and I know how to get things done. And plus, I'm part of a larger enough organization that I carry a big stick when I'm dealing with those big companies. Sure. But that's just the beginning. From there, it's, how do we use technology not just to potentially save you money, but to help your business run better? How do you take advantage of a system now where text messaging is the number one way to reach out to your customers? It's not email, guys. That's dead. It's optimizing social media, optimizing your presence, optimizing your search engine services. How do you take, if you're a large company that's got a ton of technology at your office, you got all these servers everywhere, how do we get that up into the cloud where you can actually make use of it? And more importantly, if you don't understand anything that I'm talking about, but you just read about an article saying, hey, I need to be in the cloud, or I need to be using video for my conferences, I'm a guy that can help with that. And I do pride myself, because I'm, not humble at all, but no, I do pride myself on my ability to try and take the most complex concept of technology and boil it down to something that an average person can understand. And I don't mean average is a bad thing. It's just, I did a video the other week about how much I hate acronyms, because in technology, we speak in words of SD-WAN and MPLS and UCAS and CCAS and DRAS, and your average person doesn't know what that means. And most IT directors in Oklahoma, they don't know what it means either. A lot of them are, so many of our IT community that's in the director level, they were the computer guy 5 years ago, and they've just been kind of promoted along the way. They don't know this new stuff. We're here to help, and we're here to keep them from being, in some cases, taken advantage of by folks that are just trying to tell you that you need something. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe what you're trying to achieve is actually a completely different product line. Right. So it's just getting me involved to help do that. Now, you asked about, what's the future look like? It's going to be a heck of a lot more of that, because our landscape for technology is changing literally every 3 to 4 months. We're seeing a shift in the communication spectrum right now. We're seeing a shift in the way people use their internet access and how they're doing a cloud optimization. Last year alone, 3 separate ones. It just boom, 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 just changes. But what is never going to stop is the need for security. And that's something I am terrifyingly dealing with on a near daily basis now are companies that don't realize they need to have a good security strategy. There was a major hack that everyone heard about in the news in December with a company called SolarWinds, which I will name drop. And what this was, Jeff, this was a core piece of network monitoring gear that every major carrier uses, every single one. And when they got in through that, which was literally the definition of the stupidest hack in the world, someone had a common password. Mm-hmm. They were able to get into the US government's records. They got into major retailers. So much stuff got compromised because a primary networking gear appliance wasn't properly monitored. And that happens at customer locations every single day. The SMB customers are the #1 target for security attacks now. And so helping people with that, I think, is going to continue to be a big part of my life, and just helping people navigate through it, get protected, and do it at a price that makes sense.
I can completely respect that. And it's always so weird how, when you're talking about something that is so very technology based, how much it mirrors my side of things, which is still very, human and flesh and blood. And these things are not foreign concepts or concepts that are purely indicative to one single industry. Like, these ideas in consultancy are broad and overreaching. It's just applying them into those certain areas. And I love hearing someone talk about things. And I'm like, wow, it's exactly what I'm having to deal with after last week and Boulevard Brewing Company's issues that came out from their personnel side. So whether it be a security compromise or people getting, harassed at work, I mean, it's all the same steps.
Well, I will tell you, it does always come back in no matter what type of consultant you are. Chances are you are going to deal with one acronym, and that's CYA. I'll let you Google what that is, folks, because this is a family show. But that's where heroes, as you see for some of my LinkedIn videos, that's where heroes like myself, like Jeff and others come in. That's what we're here to do, is take our years of experience and help companies find their pathway forward. And that should fire you up, man. Fires me up every day. I show up here at 6:30 in the darn morning and turn on the coffee pot. Yeah, that's not you. You're the guy that's here till 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. I come in the other side. It's fine.
Yeah, you're the other side. One turns on the light, the other one turns it off.
Exactly.
But that's what we're here to do, and that's what's fun, right?
Right. Well, one final question, and that's just, how can the StarSpace46 community on a whole help you just hit that next level?
For me, the StarSpace46 community, one, has been amazing. So much of the business that I've built in the last 2 years has been a direct result of being here. So those of you that are considering joining the family, please do. It's not just about fun jackets. But I would say everyone here generally touches technology, and they touch customers in some way, form, or fashion. So keep your ears open. If they are talking about having an issue or a problem with their technology, if they talk about it, Carolyn, man, this is horrid, or they've gone down, or they've had issues, send them my way. That's what I do. I help people. And I like doing it.
Yeah, you seem to. I can hear you through, the wall almost all the time. You seem to really like helping people. Either
when I'm not screaming at someone when at a particular provider when they're down. Yeah, when I'll fight on their behalf too. I'll fight for that customer every single day.
There you go. Well, man, it's always a pleasure to have guests on here. It's a particular pleasure to have you, though, because you and I can talk about anything for elongated periods of time. If you become a member here, you're going to hear comic book talk between the two of us. It's going to happen. There's no way to pass it up. But also, I think that that's part of the greatness that I've really found in being a member of this community and being able to lead and serve this community on a whole. So, Chris, thank you for your part in making us what we are, and it's always a pleasure, man.
Right back at you, Jeff.
Take care. As per normal, Chris Shubert, a guy that I really do think has his heart in the right place and definitely his head. So again, thank you all for joining us. This has been StarSpace46 Chats. Please share this with your friends. Check us out on social media. Our landing page is starspace46.com. At that place, you can schedule a tour. You can become a member, maybe even possibly find the perfect office space for you to grow your company, kind of like Chris and I have done ourselves. If you could, please hit that like button, share it with people either you love or you hate. Maybe even hit the little bell thing. It's YouTube. So, at least that way you'll know when there's a new video and be notified thereof. One final shameless plug, as both he and I were showing off, these are the StarSpace46 track jackets. We have all manner of merchandise at merch46.com for you to enjoy and wrap yourself in during these cold winter months. We also have free co-working Wednesdays with social distancing, of course. So feel free to pop in, kind of get a feel for the community and really see what happens here. And those do happen every Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'd like to personally thank Rodney with Multi Content Strategies. He is the gentleman that makes all of this happen from a production standpoint. And I've been your host, Jeff Yenzer, with Yenzer Consulting Services and StarSpace46. So I'll see you next time. And until then, be safe wherever life takes you, everybody.